How's it going, people? It's Glenn from the Burnout River Clean. I'm just down the river. Just going to do the usual again today and go and pick up some steel and have a look around the riverbanks and see if anything's changed. So come along and see what we can find. I've been going past this bit of steel now for about a month. I did move it down about 3 meters and I thought that's pretty heavy, but I might just double check it again. Well, I got this piece here on that I was just looking at over there, and it's about 1.8 meters long. It was pretty heavy, not as heavy as that last piece. Then I come down here and there's another piece exactly the same, only 10 meters away. I don't know how I'm going to go getting this one on because it's sort of like got mud under it here, which makes it hard to stand it up and then drop it into the boat. So it's probably going to stand up in the mud and then sink down about a foot, unless I can get this end up here to stand up. So I'll give it a go and see what happens. Ain't coming out today. The center section, about 3 or 4 foot long, is just solid steel. So it's about 8 inches by 4 inches of solid steel. That takes it up over 250 kilo at least. This one here, you can see it's 2 sheets of about 1 inch steel with about 2 inch dividers through the center. So it's a lot lighter, but yeah, this one I'm gonna have to wait till I upgrade the vessel and get a roller or a little lift on the boat or something like that, but I doubt it's going to go anywhere. This is another example of politics. This is an abandoned crab trap, and by law you're not meant to touch them. It has a rope on it. What I've done is I've just opened the top half there. You can tell it's abandoned, but the law says that you can't take them because it's still theft, which is probably fair enough, because then, if they have a law where you can take abandoned traps, all of a sudden abandoned traps are going to be the ones that are sitting there that don't have a marker because someone's cut them off and all that sort of thing. So I can't understand the law, but because I run a charity and clean the river, I should be able to, maybe video every trap I pull out or something like that to show that they are definitely abandoned. But they won't budge. So right next to this trap, I noticed this pipe hanging out of the water. So I don't know how I missed it. I was looking at that, but it's a bit longer than I thought. Well, that's pretty heavy. Oh shit. Sorry for swearing. But yeah, so that would be about 40 kilo at least for that little pipe there. I'll just let it sit there for a second so anything living in there can fall out the other end. Then I'll chuck it on the boat and head a little bit further down this way. Really windy here, so sorry about the sound. You can see all the steel up there. What have we got here? It looks like a fishing rod, a fishing pole as the Americans call it. Well, look at the top of it there. She's nice and clean. Alright, well, I don't think I'll ever be used on this little fella, but still chuck it in the boat. A bit of memory. Maybe little Johnny will go, that's my rod, when he comes into the shop to have a look at all the stuff we have displayed. Have a go at all these railway tracks, little short 5-foot pieces. The only trouble with it is they're all sitting in lumps of concrete, so they've been used somewhere as a post and then dumped into the river. You can see them all, there's heaps of them. I suppose if you wanted to be real serious about it, you'd come down with a sledgehammer and one hit would knock the slab off it, but tell you what, you'd be here for a bloody while. But I reckon there'd be half a ton just sitting there. Down on the bottom in here, there's just long big pieces of RSJ that'd all weigh 100 kilo minimum. Anyway, I've got this stuff in the boat. There's a little bit more stuff here, and there's that little bit of pipe, bit of angle, and this one. So I'll tidy up the boat a bit so that it's all nice and evened out. Across the river here, there's a number of boats. They're all throwing cast nets into the water. It's a little bit breezy, as you can probably hear coming through the mic here, but they're catching beautiful big prawns straight out of the river. They're just sitting there throwing their cast net, cast after cast, and they're just having a great day. One subscriber suggested that I do a few trips a day. Well, I've been to the scrapyard. I had 360 kilo with that first lot. Now I'm back again. And as you can see in the boat, I'm starting to fill it up again. This is a completely different spot that I've been to. I've already got approximately 200 kilo, but I'll take you up on the shoreline and give you a look at this little spot. There's a little boat with all the steel in it as usual. So you come up onto the rocks here, you can see all these solid pieces. They've got oysters growing off them, and they're just all the way along the rocks here. And these are all 20 or 30 kilo pieces, so it doesn't take long at all to get yourself 300 or 400 kilo. I've already taken the big pieces that were here. There's one still stuck under there in a car tyre. You can see all the smaller pieces here. These pieces all add up. All these little bits. And when we come over here a bit more, there's another big piece on the ground here. Still a bit breezy, so I apologise about the wind. All these pieces of steel everywhere. All railway tracks and solid pieces. They're all along here. I'm not going to pick up the rest of these, but I'll pick up enough now to get maybe 250 to 300 kilo in the boat today and then go back to the scrapyard again. There you go, look how quickly that's built up. There's about 40 kilo there, probably 70 or 80 there, and at least a couple hundred. You can see they're big pieces. A lot of those pieces are solid square steel. Now I get to organise it all. Even the shags are full. They've eaten so much they can't even fly. Look, this one just popped up next to the boat. He's like, what the frickin' hell's going on? There's another couple over here. They're just all full of prawns. Everyone's catching them. Shags are catching them. People are catching them. There's another one over there. What a day to be out on the river. People that put the traps out, and then when the tide goes out and the traps are sitting up on the mud like that, the crabs are just getting third-degree sunburn. Like they're ready to freaking eat when you pull the trap. There's a couple more shags sitting here drying off. Everywhere you look, there's just shags that have just got their gut just full of prawns. This is a shipping container that come from about 5 miles back up the river during the floods, and it used to sit along the river and sell seafood. And this one that's in here has like a full cooling system and everything, and you can see where it's actually washed down from. I don't know how in the hell it's come through all these mangroves and somehow ended up sitting there. Hello fella, what are you doing sitting there? He's waiting for me to give him something to eat. But yeah, that's been there now for 10 years and I can't see it going anywhere. Have a look at all the shags sitting over there with their wings open, drying off. Just they make me laugh. Poor things, they get sopping wet and they can't fly. That little white stalk in there, he keeps following me. Thinks he's going to get something to eat, but he's not, unless he likes eating steel. Thought I'd film this too. I'm just on my way home and it's going to take a while, so you can see there, that has only just started to recover after 10 years. That was a clean slice straight through where the current and everything was coming through with the floods, like boats, cars, anything you could think of. And there's still stuff in amongst these mangroves now to this day that is just trashed. Right, I got the boat on the trailer. So head over to the scrapyard now and take this second load in. There's another lot of stuff over that side too. Alright, that's it for the day from the scrapyard. I'll go and sit up here like I usually do and tie the boat up. Okay, well, that was the one I just did then, 415 kilo, and the one I did earlier was 359 kilo. So that's over 700 kilo for the morning and afternoon now, which is pretty good. Like I say, it's cash money. And it's 700 kilo, what's that? 1,400 pounds or something like that of steel in a few hours. So get out and have a go. Find it. Take whatever you can to the scrapyard, or just accumulate it at home. Pick up a little bit here and a little bit there and keep putting it in a corner at home if you've got a corner where you don't mind having a bit of scrap. And before you know it, you'll have a few $100 or enough to pay your car registration or something like that. Anyway, if you like the video, subscribe like I always ask, and the more subscribers the better. Hopefully we can build the channel and go from there and start making some better quality videos. Thanks for watching again. How do I get home from where I've been? How do I get home from where I've been? People say that they've seen everything. How do I get home from where I've been? There's a lot of things now to ponder in this world. Future and existence will all be coming pearl. How do I get home from where I've been? How do I get home from where I've been? People say that they have seen everything. How do I get home from where I've been? Travel down in springtime, travel up in fall. Others are the opposite, some don't move at all. Why do you treat us like this and destroy our place? The whole world was living happily until the start of the human race. How do I get home from where I've been? How do I get home from where I've been? People say that they have seen everything.